review and Flagship. 9-layer Nice is here. What's up, bro? Good to see you. Very faithful guy here. He is always right there. In fact, I'm going to show some of his stuff today that he worked on. Tell you what, it was a heck of a week. There covered a lot of stuff last week. I'm writing into the chat right now, so I'm kind of doing the typical what do you call it? Just checks to make sure everything's good. So let's pop on over here. We're gonna see if we can get this browser thing up. Hey, there we go. All right, so let's head over to our YouTube, and we're just going to once again make sure that we are definitely streaming. All right. Come on. Got to jump through so many hoops to get to this. It's kind of fine anyways, because I kind of waiting for you guys to show up. There we go. We're live. Let's see this handsome devil. See if this... All right. All right, good. Sound's working. Everything is working. So, all right. What is it? 5/19/2025. And we are here for our weekly review and Flagship. So happy to have you. Let's hop over here to the Get Going Fast page. And we're just going to scroll down here and we're going to make our way through last week. So last week was mostly just about A-step music. Oh yeah, we did release, I told you I was going to release the LTX quantized tutorial, so we'll take a look at that. Okay, so let's open this. I don't actually have a lot of these apps open yet. It's kind of racing here. It's on another business meeting with someone with long hair and pretty face, and hurry that up. So let's pull this on over and let's go find our quantized thing here. There we go. Hey, get that pretty face back in the window. All right. So, okay, let's go look at this quantized thing. So we got a Comfy UI and we had made the quant thing. So I'm not seeing it here. So let's just go ahead and download it. So to do that, again, if you remember, this is all free for you. Is easy peasy. This was the LTX where we didn't need to actually install extra stuff. If you remember, the other one had some issues that made it a little bit more challenging because we had to install some extra nodes. So we're going to go over here to ltx.getgoingfast.pro and let's just go ahead and download it. So we just click this. I'm going to end up putting this over here in my Comfy UI folder. All righty. And then this is easy peasy. All you do, right click this. We're going to extract here. Or then we're going to have our quant manager, LTX. Oh, there it was. It's already there. I'm a little bit hyper at the moment. So let's go ahead and click that. And pop this up here. Then we'll go over to our command terminal. Well, you know, sometimes these things pop up, sometimes they don't. There we go. Okay, so this was really easy. And this was our LTX Guff manager. This really is not that difficult. We talked about this before, but here basically you got your quick install. All you got to do is just click this, and it's as long as you are in the correct folder in your Comfy UI, which is outside of your Comfy UI folder, right? This is the Cuff UI, you can tell because it's got all the stuff in there. You just go outside of it. Whoops, go outside of one, drop it there. As long as you got that there, you're going to be fine. We're going to click back over to our command terminal. And then when you click your click install, it's going to get all your LTX stuff that you need. Okay. It's going to download this Quant 3, which is not a, it'll get you going. Okay. You want a high quant, but it'll give you the starter thing. And then later, if you want to go ahead and play with it, just press that 2. And then, like I said, I've got all these quants in here. You can get a list of available quants to download. So if you're like saying, well, the Quant 3, it works fast, but it's crap, which it is, okay? Then you go up, maybe try Quant 5. And then you go, oh, that's better. And you know what? It still actually could go faster. So maybe I'll try the Quant 8. And you can easily, with the manager here, just delete it, press there to delete. Look, I'll press 1, and then it's going to delete that, and it's gone, okay? So you can be like, okay, well, I'm going to delete the 8. Maybe let's go back over here and we'll grab this other one, this Q5, whatever. I don't know, whatever. So the easy thing is you can play with it. And so I did get that out for you last week, which was cool. That was part of the beginning of the week. Looks like Hank has appeared. Good to see you, Hank. Welcome. We're doing our weekly review, and then we're going to get into our flagship project of the week. Okay. So let's go. So we went ahead, got the LTX of 13 billion, good guff. And he says, that's some nice batch script. Yes, it is. Thanks, Aaron. Oh, by the way, I made this with LTX. Let's throw this in here. So that's pretty cool. That's all image to video with this graph mod. So this is the initial image. Whoops. That was the initial image. And then I went and did it. That took like a minute. Okay. And I did like 2 or 3 of them. I think the first time I did it, I pressed, I didn't put a prompt in there. I just used the image. And remember what it does with the image, it actually breaks down the image. It digitizes it, and it uses the, I'm trying to think of the word, there's the proper word for it. It tokenizes the image itself, and the image itself becomes the prompt. Okay. So, and then when we use words, it just adds to that. So the same thing it's doing to the words, the same thing it's doing to the image. It's pretty cool. But in it, I did it without words, just the image, and it did this, but then it had like some other weird stuff coming, like another person came, does this. So then by using my words, I said, beautiful woman riding a dinosaur, the dinosaur roars at the screen. And then I got what I wanted, just a single person, no extra, they call them, I don't know if that would be called a relic or not, but basically extra crap that we don't want. All right. Anyway, that was our LTX. We moved on now to the big thing of the week was the ACE step music generation. And this was really cool. And I'm going to tell you why, not because this is not competing with Suno. Okay. You need to understand that, but the significance here is that this is open source. Okay. Suno is awesome. As you know, I have a bunch of music that we have up on, YG Music and on Spotify and all this kind of stuff of professional level things that I've made with my band, Jim Day and the Better Stories. And you can get it all over here by looking at stuff. I made this all through Suno. Obviously my own
building your online business.
Shut that up. Hold on.
Go to Wix.com.
Sorry about that.
And set up.
Okay, so obviously you can do that kind of stuff. You're not going to be able to do that with A-Step, but what's the point? The point is that A-Step is the first of its kind, which is bringing this to a local machine in which you could actually do passable music, not stuff that you're going to put online, but we've taken a huge step. The last music generator we had was garbage. Okay, so we've gone from garbage to, holy crap, this is close to passable. It's getting there. We made a big step with A-Step, or, praise to the people that made it. They've made a big step. And as we walk with them, we get to make that big step as well. So let's grab, oh shit, where did that go? Did I delete that? Okay, let's pop on over to Reddit. And I'm going to show you the app again. We're going to go over the app. Here we go. So I made this. This is actually going to tie into our flagship project. This week, you guys are going to make something like this. So I had ChatGPT. I wrote a story. I had ChatGPT create images for it, and then I created music, and then we used ffmpeg. Whoops, hold on. There we go. We used ffmpeg to go ahead and put it all together. So that's going to be a little. That's going to be our project of the week. But you can see kind of a step made this.
Carry her soul through water.
She'll know what I am on. She's no longer pray. In the dark, her voice tiny. There's this green knife for me, but have to do fight. He speaks the words, the shelter and the sound. I am here. You're safe now. Towards behind.
Whoops.
And the bounds of hanging.
As you can see, images change. All right. So anyway, so that was made with a step, which is over here, simple app. And that was made in like 30 seconds. That's the other thing about a step is it is so fast. Okay. So, you can do legitimate stuff. Let's see if we can get let's just do classical. Notice they've got some presets here. I have a ton of AI software running at the moment, which always slows the stuff down. Let's see how fast it does with all of my AI stuff. You can tell if it's hard if I start glitching. But you can see it loading. Okay, so anyway, that was the big deal with last week was ASAP. You should get this going. By my take is that by this time next year, very likely we have Suno level open source stuff. I mean, this is a free model, guys. This is a pay nothing, generate as much as you want model. Okay. Pretty amazing stuff. Now, what was I going to say? There was something I was going to say here. Oh, there, look at here, over here. Actually, that got done already. So in that short bit of time, it made it. Here, let's play and see what it sounds.
Neon lights, they flicker bright. City hums in dead of night.
Okay, and you could make an instrumental as well. What I like doing over here, I have at bumboboom.com, we do our new stuff over here. I like putting music behind here. And
So Katy Perry just went to space,
to the music
or
in the
so they
back right here.
claim. This week, she joined an all-female Blue Origin crew, which was the first of its kind. But
So same sort of thing. Guys, you could be making free music for your social media posts, which honestly, I think that's one of the best uses as open source. Probably at this point is self-promotion, open social media type stuff, because you can pay $10-20 for a paid subscription, but do it for free as well. Okay, let's get on here. Okay, we looked at this. In 5 years, you'll have robots with nearly perfect skin. Check this out. This is in crazy video.
Customization, where we can use the same engine for each robot and create a new robotic character very quickly. Isn't that very cool right there? So there you go. How long?
I mean, that's incredible. So that's beautiful. Obviously, that's still kind of doll quality, but guys, I mean, we went from this to this just in a few moments. Tesla right now is actually putting out these robots that are going to be, here it is. They're putting out these robots that they're going to be manufacturing these by the end of the year. So by this time next year, well, by January, February next year, you're going to be able to buy one of these for $20,000 around it. That's what I saw. Okay. So now you imagine what they're doing over here with the skin technology. It won't be long before you're able to get a Tesla robot that actually looks like a human. And you know that that's the thing about all these industries, just how like with our open source stuff, we got people that are working on videos, we got people that are working on images, we got people that are working on the audio stuff. So each one of the, you see a jump in video, you see a jump in image. It's not all the same people that are working on these things. You got different industries that are working at different pieces of that. And so just like this over here, you got somewhere that's working on the actual robot, and you got someone that's working on the skin. And they are going to make skin look better and better, and they're going to make it feel more real and real. And I keep saying it. It's not because I'm a pervert, but it's because it's like it hits home. Within 5 years, you're going to have robots that feel so human that people are going to be marrying these things. I think I had initially pushed it out to 5 to 10, and then I heard Elon talking about it, and he was saying within 5 years. So, I think the way we're going, you're going to have full flesh robots within 5 years. Like, hard to tell the difference between. So there you go. Exciting, scary, gross, all that stuff all together. But would you guys buy one of these robots if you had 20 grand? Would you buy a Tesla robot? I'm going to say yes, I would. We'll see how it goes. All right. Okay, so there was I had that there. We didn't have to go to Reddit for it. That was that song that we made. Again, we're going to come back to this in a second. Okay, and then lastly, last week, what we did was we worked with this hypnotizing the chatbot. So this was kind of fun. We worked with Sesame.com. Hank, who's here right now, popped in and gave some tips. And essentially what we did is we used a series of swamped overload, in a sense. Like, I just kept redefining reality for it. And the way that these chatbots generally work is they work by context. So if I say hi to it, it looks at it and says, well, what's the most likely thing to say after hi? And then it responds. Okay. And then I say something like, it's really sunny out here today. And then it looks and says, well, what's the most likely thing? And the next time I respond to it, every time it responds, it's sending back everything I've said before. Okay. So every time I send back to the next time I say, I'm thinking about going out to have lunch. Okay. It's not just sending, I'm going out to have lunch. It's sending out the weather's nice, hi, all this stuff. So it's keeping a context. All right. So then when I say, I'm sending out lunch, it has the weather's nice, hi, we're at lunch. And so it goes, might respond something like, well, it could be a good day for a picnic since it's such a beautiful day outside. So, and then when I hit it, it sends that back. So with what we did with Sesame here was it was not wanting to play, but what I kept doing was just defining reality. This is the way it is. This is the way it is. This is the way it is. And so then every time it's responding, it's getting a larger corpus of information of defining reality. So at some point, it's responding to me saying the same thing 10 times. And then finally, it pushes it into the type of response I want to get. And then once it does that, you've got it, because now it's throwing its own response back there in as well. So you've effectively hijacked the conversation, and pushed it in the direction you want to go. So, so that was fun with that. And actually I was talking with, again, Hank over here, who's on here, the creator of Cobalt CPP, him and a fellow named Concedo. And he's been sharing with me some scripts on how to do some cool stuff with Cobalt CPP. So looking forward into the future here of this week, the whole next 5-6 days, I'm probably going to be releasing some videos having more to do with chatbots and this sort of thing, including multiplayer chatbots. So we're going to have multiplayer chatbot stuff. There is an easy flex generator that he sent with me. Again, we use Comfy UI mostly for that ST Forge, but just show you some fun stuff, get you going more chatbots, because they really are a lot of fun. Okay. They're, I like to beat up on my chatbot. So, a lot of cool stuff that we're going to look at this week. All right. Let's see. Lastly, okay, we had rope is better than roop. Okay, so let's just read it. A lot of you know only roop, and if you don't have an NVIDIA card, that's the way to go, other than reactor, which is a good solution as well. However, if you have an NVIDIA card, go with rope. Okay, so what was the point of this? The point of this is a lot of people, all they know is roop. And you can actually get there by going to roop.getgoingfast.pro. Okay. And so they're like, okay, I need to get roop. I need to get roop. And roop does some cool stuff. That's all face swap. All right. So that's probably just, you know, I just realized playing that probably just threw me out of being monetized. Oh, well. At any rate, a lot of you just know roop, and roop's cool. But if you have an NVIDIA card, just go with rope, and you can get there by going rope.getgoingfast. Rope is a better software at the end of the day. Roop's good. And a lot of times we like to go with what we know, or we have good memories of, don't share your good memories. We have good memories of using rope. And so you just want to go back to roop. But I'm telling you, rope, okay, rope is the old one. Rope is the new one. All right. And it's better, but you need an NVIDIA card. If you do not have an NVIDIA card, then you need to go with roop. You can also go with Visa Master. So if you go to visomaster.getgoingfast.pro, that actually will take you over here as well. And Visa Master is just the latest version of rope. Yep. Point Vivo says Visa Master for latest. Yeah. So I got there before he pointed that out, but yes, he's correct. Visa Master is the latest. I like to stick with the stable stuff. I need to go back to looking at Visa Master. They changed, it's better software than Visa Master is the best edition. Okay. It runs better even than rope, and rope runs great. The reason I've been sticking with rope is because they're still working out some of the settings with Visa Master. And so I really like the setting layout with rope, but I'm kind of waiting for him to fix it up with Visa Master, but it has been a month or two since I've looked at this. So we'll play with that. Point says, haven't used NSwapper in like 8 months. I know there's so much stuff to get into. One of the fun things that we were doing here, and I've got videos of it over on the YouTube page, was we're using the reactor face swapping nodes. And these got taken down off GitHub, but they're back up on CodeBird. So you can actually find them by just typing reactor, CodeBird, CodeBird. Okay, and this guy Yoruf put them up there. So you can actually find them here. Okay, but one of the fun things to do with it that I was rediscovering with FaceSwap is I was taking some of these Flex workflows or the LTX workflows or whatever, and then easily throwing in some reactor nodes. And reactor works so fast. Like it just works so fast. It works so easy. You just grab the node, throw it in there, connect it. So that's actually kind of a way to bring back some life to these old NSwapper models. What I would like to find, and I'm going to be honest, and it might just be because I don't know where to look or someone else has it, I would really like to find head swapping. So we got the face swapping stuff. We really nice is to find an easy full head swap, but you know, whatever. Okay. I think that's pretty much it for our weekly review. So again, looking forward, well, I guess this would be the point where the words come down, you know, weekly review, blah, 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 blah. Then we go to our forward review part. So let's go ahead and look at our flagship project for the week. Easy flagship project, but what's kind of fun about this one is it's going to get you on the command line. Okay. It's going to get you on the command line because what we're going to do is we're going to create a song using your A-step music generator. So get some lyrics, use your own lyrics. You can go to ChatGPT, whatever. I don't care. Create lyrics. we're going to come back. Download the song, but then we're going to create an image. So you're going to need to use an image generator to make some images. I use ChatGPT. Right now, as far for my money, ChatGPT makes the best images out there. But as I made this one today, I was being silly. This is General Meow. It just took a few minutes. So that was a really cool video. And here was another one of General Meow. I was talking with the girl all the time, so I was like feeling silly. But so you're going to get some images, create a story, create a song. What you can do is get your lyrics, throw the lyrics into ChatGPT and say, make like a 4 or 5 image story out of these lyrics. And then have them generated. Save them as image 1, image 2, image 3, image 4, image 5. Okay. Then what you're going to do, okay, figure out how long your song is. Let's say your song is 3 minutes and 15 seconds long, which is really easy to generate with a step. So you go ahead and write something like this with ChatGPT and say like, you're going to say something like, I have a song that is 3 minutes and 15 seconds long. I have 5 images that are named image 1.jpg, image 2.jpg, and so on. Give me a ffmpeg command that will create, or that will put the images and the song together to make a video. Space the images out at equal, for equal time or whatever. Okay. So you're going to do something like this. And then what you can do is on top of it, put a title. So say, add the title to the video that says General Mail. Okay. You're going to hit it. It's going to go ahead and roll through your stuff. Now, this one actually is going to mess up because I didn't give it lyric names. Okay, so here's a single line ffmpeg command. Actually, no, I don't know. I'm talking about the lyrics. It doesn't matter. So look at that. It's going to give you a whole thing here. Get your song, get your images, you get this, okay? And then all you're going to have to do is go to the place. Let's go over here to desktop, okay? All you're going to have to do is go to wherever you save these images, and you'll just click on your open in terminal, okay? Put the song, put the images, everything in the same place, and then just paste it, okay? And then it's going to go ahead and make it. So play around with that. Those are the basics of how you're going to do this. It's back over here. All right. And then share it. Now, 9-Layer Nige, I'm not seeing him on here. 9-Layer Nige released some a work from last week. I wanted to show it, but I'm not finding where it went. I've lost track of it. I'm looking for it. Yeah, let's see. Let me do a search on Discord real quick. All right. Well, I'm sorry, 9. I was going to actually show your stuff. I just don't know where it went to. If you pop in here before this is over, I'll show it. Oh, there, 9. There he is. 9. Go ahead and can you resend it to me in a DM, and we'll share your stuff really fast. Okay, let's read here while 9-Layer Nige is grabbing his video. Or he said it's under the video section here. Let me see if I can find it. Okay, I'm just going to wait. Oh, here it is. Here's LTX video for your flagship big demo. Okay, let's let's grab this. Sorry, guys. I should have had this prepared earlier. And download this, and we'll put it right there. And then let's open it up. Okay. I am popping over to Xia. All right, there we go. So this was what he did last week with the project. Let me get the hell out of there. All right, this is what he did last week with the project. So he took an image. Here's where he put 8 seconds, base, low res, gen only. Nigel's good with this, by the way. He does a lot of this technical stuff. Good guy to connect with. 24 frames per second at 193 frames. Well, that's a lot of frames. He's doing that on a super. So it took him 7 minutes. That's because of the number of frames. That's a pretty high amount of frames. It's a good amount of frames. It's a high amount of frames. And he did that at fairly high resolution. So 7 minutes is actually not bad at all. So let's go ahead and hit play. So that's pretty good. So good job, Nige. You win. You win the week's flagship project. So again, he's doing that with a 4080 Super. I'm not sure how exactly. Let's see how much VRAM that is. 4080 Super. $16 gigabytes. Yeah, it's a good card. Great card. I really recommend you guys upgrading when you get the money, if you're in the hobby, I really recommend you upgrading your cards because there is very beneficial. Okay, really quickly, Video Game Boss says you could sell General Meow as paintings. People buy anything as conversation starter. You know what? And that's what I always feel, but I'm like such a bad salesman. I don't know where you sell General Meow, to be honest. If one of you guys are good marketers, well, let's talk with me. I'm serious. Let's go into business. I will give you stuff, you sell it, and we will split the profits. I have no problem with that at all. The B60 Intel came out today, 24 gigabytes for 500. Half the speed, right? Because it's not always just the VRAM. It has to do with threads and cores. So the easiest way I have to think about it is you have a hose. And I could have all the water pressure in the world. I could have awesome water pressure. But if the pipes aren't big enough to allow large amounts of water, you're still only going to get so much water through that. So some of these bigger cards, you'll see it says, well, it says it's got 16, but the threads and the cores are so little that, yeah, so it can process stuff, but it can't output it. It can't get it out there. So it's like me and my heart. I got all this love I just want to give you guys, but I got this little kind of, and so it just kind of squeaks out like that. And your video card is the same way. It wants to give you the love, but you haven't invested in the cores and the threads. Okay. I think we'll pull this together. Nigel said he sent me some more stuff, which I am not seeing that has showed up. Okay. Anyway, we'll sit here for just a second. If you guys have any questions, again, for the rest of this week, I think what I might do, there's a few things I want to look at. I've actually got, I think this is going to be a chatbot week. Someone sent me a cool project to look at. And now I got to figure out where the crud that was as well. Let's take a look, see if I can find, oh, yeah. I just looked on my Discord and realized I've got all this troubleshooting and stuff I got to follow up with. It's like the man. Anyway, we got a few projects. So I think probably what we'll do is we'll get you guys into some chatbot stuff today. Again, Hank has been working with me to run a what do you call it? XTTS server, text to speech server. So we'll work on getting a TTS server installed on your system. That way, then when you're running Cobalt CPP or any other chatbot stuff, you can actually have it speak to you. Okay, we can install Whisper. I've got videos on this already, by the way. We can install Whisper. Whisper takes spoken audio, turns it into text. So you can actually get it. So we're just, you got your microphone on, you click the button talk, and it translates your words into speech for the chatbot, and then it speaks it back. So we'll get that set up. Again, we've got multiplayer options with Cobalt CPP. So you can actually create a server where we're talking to one bot and you have multiple people talking to that bot at the same time. So it's not perfect, but it's kind of fun. And then I wish, I got to remember, I got to go searching for this project that someone sent me today, and it looks cool stuff too, but having to do with chatbots and RAG systems are where you're able to throw data in. So I could throw in, like, say, my physics book or whatever, my D&D books, right? And then I could actually ask it questions, and it's able to go there from a base of information. It's like a LoRa for chatbots, but all sorts of cool stuff that we'll play with. So, okay, is there any more questions or statements anyone wants to say before we move on with the day? Do bop boppity bop bop. I'm do bop boppity bop bopping. I have other things on my mind like this today that I need to think about. Okay. I think we will end it there then. Oops, I closed my browser. I think we'll end it there. It's good to see you. We're going to be back on Wednesday as usual with the live Q&A. My apologies last week for being so late, but we're going to try to shoot around the 2 or 3. You know, listen, I lived in Africa and India for a large amount of my life, so I'm used to, like, when you say 2 o'clock, it's like 2 o'clock-ish, right? So usually I'll try to be there within 10 minutes or so, if not on the spot. So get in here, be waiting. Appreciate you guys. You are the bomb. Okay, thebomb.com. We'll see you on Wednesday around 2 or 3 for the live question and answers. Hit us up on the Discord if you got any questions. Let me know if you got any apps that you want to look at, and we'll go ahead and, as long as, my main thing is as long as they can be run on a single GPU. So a lot of this stuff I don't cover because it looks like, oh, this is great video gen, but it can't really run on your machine. So I just skip it. Okay. Cause it's, I don't know. We like to do this stuff here. Okay. Really quickly, Point says, what the fuck, really? You said Hawaii too, now in the South. You badass. Yeah. I have lived in India. I've lived in Hawaii. I've lived in Southern Africa. I've been to something like 30 countries or something like that. I mean, a few of those, 5, 6, 7 of those are like, you know, landed and looked around and then left. But I've traveled around quite a bit. I like people. So, all right. Well, cool. We will end it here. You guys stay good. And, again, I don't know. See you on the other side, yo.